we're going to do more substituting. So we say, notice it's 4 minus u squared, so what we're going to do is say, let u equal 2 sine theta. And that makes du equal 2 cosine theta d theta. Okay, now, that also makes u minus 1 2 sine theta minus 1. And it makes the square root of 4 minus u squared. Now notice, you can start doing this in your head here. You know it's going to be 4 minus 4 sine squared, which is going to be 4 times the quantity 1 minus sine squared, which is going to be 4 times the quantity cosine squared, which is going to be 2 cosine theta. Now, if you couldn't do that in your head at this point, then just practice some more and you'll be able to do it in your head eventually. You know, if you let u equal sine theta, then you're going to end up with, well, you let u equal a sine theta, you're going to end up with the radical being a cosine theta. If u equals a tangent theta, then the radical ends up being a secant theta. And if u equals u equals a secant theta, then your radical is going to end up being tangent theta. So here we are, we have all the parts. So our integral then equals u minus 1, which is 2 sine theta minus 1, over the du, which is 2 cosine theta. I'm sorry, over the radical, which is 2 cosine theta. And the du ends up being 2 cosine theta d theta. Now the reason this turned out so nicely is because our 2 cosine thetas cancel, and I'm just left with the integral of 2 sine theta minus 1 d theta. So the integral of 2 sine theta is going to be negative 2 cosine theta. Minus 1 means minus theta plus c. We now go back to our triangle to figure out what theta is. And since we said that, that u equals 2 sine theta, then that means sine theta equals u over 2. And u is x plus 1. So we make our triangle, and it's opposite over hypotenuse. Now notice we have a cosine, so we need to get the adjacent side. So it's, well, let's just call this a right here. And we know that a squared plus x plus 1 squared equals 2 squared. Notice side squared plus side squared equals hypotenuse squared. So what's a going to end up being? Well, a squared equals 4 minus x plus 1 quantity squared. And that means a squared equals 4 minus, let's just distribute that back out, so it's x squared plus 2x plus 1. So that means a squared equals 4 minus 1 is 3. So we have a negative x squared minus 2x, then plus 3. And if we want to, we could put this back into 3 minus 2x minus x squared. And so that means a equals the square root of 3 minus 2x minus x squared. I hope you're starting to see that pattern, that one side is always going to be that radical that we started with originally. So okay, so now we're back to this substitution. So we've got negative 2 cosine theta. Well, cosine theta is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. So when we multiply by negative 2, that just ends up being negative radical 3 minus 2x minus x squared. Notice the 2's cancel. Then minus theta, which is, yeah, let's just go inverse sine of x plus 1 over 2. Plus c. That's it. Game over. Have fun with these.